Oh, I'm so glad you didn't hear that outburst. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Sometimes I got this anger Tourette's thing. AT, it's called. Anger Tourette's. Sometimes I just get so frickin' angry. So frickin' angry. Anyway, so I just let off. I'm pretty careful. I don't use swear words. I don't make personal attacks except on top level public figures like leaders of countries. Those people I'm frontally about. But in terms of say people in my life who have hurt me, or I would never attack them in public. I never do that. I might speak to them. I might let them know what's on my mind, but I would do it in such a way that they'd be the only person who knew that I was talking to them. And maybe many people think, well, gee, is this guy talking to me? Because they talk about the things that are just normal, everyday common things. We all think about the same things. We're all so much the same. In this era of such great new media, we seem to be losing sight of the fact that we have so much in common because there's so much out there. Our minds are just covered with all sorts of blah and all newness, novelty all over the place. So we can't even just becoming friends again, learning how to be friends again. When I was growing up, kids spent hours and hours just doing whatever, getting in trouble, trying things, finding out how to negotiate, dealing with the bullies that are around. They exist, they still exist. It's just that now they exist in a very different way. The idea of somebody showing something private of you, about you, to all your friends, and that's despicable. And you know what? Despicable, not in the sense of despicable me. We love to be entertained by evil that has a good heart. Because we want to believe that the people running things actually are not Adolf Hitler's descendants. But of course they are. There have always been people like that. And it's just a question of, is there any question that the kind of people who are running things are the people who are managing to just amass power through the machine, the various machines, the finance machine, the marketing machine, the media production machine, the media dissemination machine, the conditioning machine. People pay a lot of money to have conditioning done at the highest levels. At the broadest and deepest levels, because machines are very good at conditioning people. There's a very good side to all of this, just so you know. If what I start to talk about when I wax poetic, wax prosaic, really, Wayne prosaic. No, I wax prosaic. I say, let's really talk about what's going. Prosaic means, by the way, run-of-the-mill, normal, nothing really interesting, in a good way. It is interesting to know about how black people were systematically terrorized by the very people who are paying money to define terrorism as some kind of vague worldwide threat that could come and point to you at any given moment in time. That's the statistical lie, you see, because if you think about all the quote, terrorist acts that have been in the newspapers, how many thousands of people have died in terrorist acts? Remember, I did not say millions, did I? Did I say millions? Do you think it's millions of people who've died in specific attacks that the world knows about? Ever? When we're talking about individual people doing these things, or small groups of people, the kind of people that we should all be so afraid of, how many school buses have been blown up in this country since 2011 and before 2011. How many times has that happened? How many times before 2011 have people blown up buildings, killing hundreds or more than hundreds of people? How many times has that happened, and who did it? Right-wing whack jobs did the biggest terrorist attack ever. And then, okay, it was horrible, 2011, horrible. How many people died on the Titanic? Because the owners decided that the rich people did not want decks littered with lifeboats. Approximately the same number. No, maybe not. No, there were 2,300 people or something, 2,100. And of that, something, well, 2/3 died because of that. Now, that's not a terrorist act. No, because it was a corporation that made the decision to put enough lifeboats on. I mean, this was an unsinkable ship, but well, then why would they put on any lifeboats? Why put on any? This was a specific act to value the lives of the wealthy and not value the lives of the others. That's a criminal act. It's a criminal act at the highest levels. And it's the kind of thing that we are supposed to accept. And we do. But we live in a new era. An era in which there exists the potential for a new form of communication. A new media that is unmediated, in which the tools we use, the infrastructure, the etc., are tools, not mediators. They are tools that we use when it's right, and we don't use them when we don't. It's not right. So when it's really the right thing to do is to talk to somebody face to face, to shake somebody's hand, look them eye to eye. When it's important to do that, we do that. We don't waste our time with the ability to get through to a whole bunch of people through our Twitter account. We don't. Bullshit. We have better things to do with the tools that the 21st century has, which can be used either for good purposes, which we all want to do, but we'll just need to get our act together and start doing it. We need a unifying sense of what the purpose is, and I propose one. I mean, there could be many. It doesn't matter. Many unifying things, but we just need one. And so I'm going to propose one. That's what I live by. The absolute, unshakable faith that each human being is a brother with an E, meaning male, female, doesn't matter. Each person is my brother. None above and none below. Period. End of story.